everyone, today I'm going to show you how I made these owl cake toppers. To make them I used white modelling paste, which I coloured different colours using food colouring pastes. A list of all the items used can be found in the description. The main food colouring paste I used was Sugar Flares Dark Brown, and I coloured the white modelling paste different shades, a lighter for the chest, a medium brown for the body and a darker brown for the wings and feathers. Today I'm making the male owl, starting with 45 grams of the medium brown modelling paste, and because I've made the female one it helps to gauge the size. So you form this into like an oval shape. Once you're happy with the shape you can use the large end of a bone tool to make the oval indents for the eye sockets. Just do them gently over time so you get the right size and shape. Again, you can gauge it against your smaller owl if you've already made it. Next, I just put two tic-tac shapes of white modelling paste into the holes, pressing down slightly. I wanted to make sure there was a little lip because that helps when you add the eyebrows later. I then created a hole in each of the eyes with the smaller end of the bone tool. Once happy, just stuck two balls of black modelling paste into the holes. To make the owl's chest, I rolled out the lighter brown modelling paste, checked for size, made sure it fitted before I created the feathers using a Wilton 102 piping tip. I just used the wider end and pressed it in to the modelling paste to create a feathered effect. Once I was finished, I stuck it onto the owl's body, gently shaping and forming it around the bottom. Now you can use the size of your owl to gauge the size of your envelope, cutting a rectangle piece of white modelling paste and sticking a triangle piece on top. To make the heart, just flatten a small ball of red modelling paste into triangle shape, stick it onto the envelope, and then use a pointed end of a modelling tool to create an indent at the top of the heart and infer the shape. To make the eyelashes, I formed small pieces of black modelling paste into tubes, tapered at either end, and then just gently stuck them on top of the whites of the eyes. This is why we left a little lip, because it's easier to form it round. Incidentally, if you're making the female and you have the little flick at the end, I just use a tool to hold it into position and gently flick up with my paintbrush. But as this is the male, we just have it going straight all the way down. Lastly, I put some highlights into the eyes, just some white balls of white modelling paste. I put them in like 4 o'clock position, and then on the female it's like a 10, 11 o'clock, so they look like they're looking up and down at each other. To make the owl's ears, you just take 2 tiny balls of brown modelling paste, form them into triangles and then stick them into position, and then you can use the paintbrush or a bone tool just to gently neaten the seams. You haven't got to worry too much because the feathers will cover all the seams. You can then shape the ears with your fingers. To make the feathers, I formed pieces of the dark modelling paste into tear shapes, stuck them onto the head, and then just textured them with the knife end of a knife and scriber tool. You can flick and shape them into any direction that you like. To make the wings, I formed pieces of the darker modelling paste into flat tear shapes, checking for size against the body. I made both of them at the same time so you know that you've roughly got the same size. Once I was happy with the size, I then used a knife just to cut out little kind of triangle shapes just to create some feather texture, and then I softened this with the knife end of a knife and scriber tool. I also thinned it slightly with my fingers. I then stuck this wing into position. And then I shaped it. So now you can add your envelope. Just put it into position first so you know where you want it to be, and then you can stick it down. And then add the wing as if it's holding it, and shape. Next you can form the beak by rolling a tiny piece of orange modelling paste into a cone and sticking into position. I made the feet by rolling 3 pieces of orange modelling paste into small tubes the same size. Once I was happy with their length, I then stuck them all together. And then I cut them in half to make 2 feet. I then pinched the ends together to make sure they were nice and secure. Check them for size. They needed to be a little bit smaller. And I then stuck them onto the bottom of the owl. I curved the feet slightly, just bending them over the edge of my modelling tool. If you find that your owl wobbles when he stands up, which is most likely, just get a little piece of the brown modelling paste and stick it underneath, and that will make him nice and secure and will also help him stick to your cake. So to make the bow for the female owl, just take 2 small balls of red modelling paste and form them into flat triangles and then stick them into position. You can further shape them with the modelling tool, and then you can add some little creases in the middle as well if you'd like to. Then just take a little ball of red modelling paste and pop that in the middle. So the female owl is made exactly the same way as the male owl, except I used 35 grams of modelling paste instead of 45, and I just flicked the eyelashes up at the end and had her looking upwards instead of downwards. I really hope you like this tutorial. Please don't forget to check out my other ones, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.